This is the program that brings you all the important information you need to know about NAFDAC, the agency saddled with the responsibility of safeguarding our health by ensuring that the foods, drugs, cosmetics, and medical equipment made available to us are safe and wholesome. Welcome to NAFDAC and Your Health. My name is Tosin Omalaja. Vaccines are a very crucial part of health delivery the world over. So on this episode of the program, we will explore NAFDAC's role and activities with regards to vaccine delivery in Nigeria and its preparedness in the event that a vaccine is developed to fight the ravaging COVID-19.
There is a lot of work going on in vaccine development, and there are 3 or so promising ones. The others may come maybe middle of next year, the other 2. Others might have also hastened their development, to coincide with the middle of next year. But from what we know now, it is going to be early next year and middle next year before we can get any vaccine. In terms of Nigeria getting vaccine, as a regulatory agency, we have to read between lines. And also we have to go with international best practices. We will look at all the data critically and then decide whether we should approve for the country or we shouldn't. Right now we've been talking with the pharmaceutical manufacturing company. They are in phase 2 as we speak, and they met with us about 2 weeks ago to discuss the possibility of their product being registered if everything goes well.
NAFDAC's vaccine lab in Yaba, Lagos, is the anchor point of the agency's vaccines regulatory functions and is fully equipped and regularly updated to deliver world-class regulatory oversight for vaccines and other biologicals.
NAFDAC plays a critical role in production and distribution and use of vaccine in Nigeria, like any other regulated product. Our primary role in NAFDAC is to ensure that vaccines that are available to the populace are safe to use and are equally very potent to use against prevention of diseases. And to achieve this, we carry out so many regulatory activities to ensure that vaccines that are available for use are safe and of good quality. Such regulatory activities are: 1, we give marketing authorization to any vaccines that are to be used in Nigeria. By marketing authorization, I mean we give them license. We provide NAFDAC registration number. And perhaps the NAFDAC registration number or license will come only after other activities have been carried out. Now, other activities that are carried out by relevant directorate of NAFDAC include inspection of vaccine production and perhaps monitoring the distribution channel of vaccines before it gets to eventual users in Nigeria. Critically, to make sure that the cold chain of the vaccine product is not broken before it is used. These are some of the critical functions we carry out on vaccines in Nigeria.
Although vaccines are not currently manufactured in Nigeria, any such product so imported must first be affirmed to be wholesome and efficacious before giving access to health facilities across the country.
Government imports vaccines through different international partners. Some are also imported directly from manufacturing companies outside Nigeria, but whether it is through government or or directly from the manufacturers, it has to go. Any vaccine must go through NAFDAC to test for the potency, sterility, and all those things. As we speak, NAFDAC is working towards a target where Nigeria will be able to manufacture our own vaccines. Right now, Nigeria can never manufacture vaccines until NAFDAC gets to a maturity level, which is our global benchmarking, which we are working on every day, literally every day with the GBT team. we get to maturity level 3, Nigeria can manufacture our own vaccines. We've been developing vaccines for decades, but it doesn't matter how much research and development you did, if you cannot translate it into product that will help the public, it's almost nothing, it's almost useless. But we are now getting there. The government now has realized that the healthcare sector was neglected for a long time. So the government is doing everything that it can now to ensure that different health sectors, including NAFDAC, is funded to ensure that local manufacturing of orthodox medicines, vaccines, herbal medicines, and so on, that we now have a local content to many of the things that we need in our health sector.
First step is the applicant applies that they want to register the vaccine. And the vaccines are submitted to the laboratory for analysis. And after it's analyzed, after we do our potency, we carry out different tests on the vaccines, tests such as the potency, safety test, adjuvant, stabilants. So we carry out various tests on the vaccines. And after which, if the product is found to be of good quality, after which the company receives the marketing authorization for their vaccine product. Then after it's registered, so we take the samples and also bring it to the lab. Then also ensure that the vaccines are potent before our citizens can use them.
The vaccine laboratory also is responsible for monitoring of the efficacy of the already registered vaccines by analyzing the safety of the vaccine.
The laboratory monitors the efficacy of vaccines that have already been registered by monitoring the lot release, carrying out lot release of vaccines. And basically lot release is batch by batch monitoring of vaccines. And then we also review the documents that come with these vaccines. In the process of the analysis, we want to ensure that it's of the right consistency, it's of the right quality, it is safe for use. So we look out for the potency, we look at the physical appearance, we look at the potency of the vaccines, and basically we will ensure that the cold chain is not broken.
Maintenance of the cold chain is essential to sustaining the efficacy, integrity of any vaccine. Therefore, the agency pays rapt attention to this.
Cold chain is simply the temperature in which the vaccine is kept throughout its life cycle, from the point it is produced to the point of use. That's the cold chain. Basically, when vaccines are manufactured and they're about to be shipped to Nigeria, they attach what we call a data logger that accompanies the vaccine sample during the shipment. This data logger is an electronic device that monitors the temperature of the vaccine at 5-minute interval, and it records it in the device. So when the vaccines come to Nigeria and they're brought to the laboratory for analysis, we now check the data logger to ensure that there was no breach in the cold chain during its mode of transportation coming to Nigeria. So the data logger is basically a device that stores the history of the temperature at 5-minute interval when it's being shipped to whatever country it's going to. And you can also attach the data logger to a computer to save the history of the temperature of the vaccines. And also the data logger has what we call an alert system, that when it goes out of cold chain, it gives an alarm that sample has gone out of cold chain, and it's also recorded in the data logger. So that's basically one way in which we monitor that the cold chain is kept when it's being brought to the lab. And the other way is that we have what we call the vaccine vial monitor. It's a thermochromic label put on the vial of the vaccine. When the temperature is breached, the color changes to show that the temperature has been breached, the cold chain has been breached. So, and also in the lab, we also do a parameter. We test it to ensure that that BVM is actually authentic, because it could be fake. So we do a test in the lab to ensure that the VVM is also authentic, to ensure that we put it in different temperatures and see if there will be a change in the label. So once the cold chain is compromised, the potency is compromised, and that means the vaccine will not be effective again. So those are basically the two means in which we monitor the cold chain in the laboratory.
When a vaccine is not potent and is administered to a patient, it can cause immune reaction that may result in adverse reactions, which could be fatal.
So that is why vaccines are very, very delicate in terms of development. And it is not getting the disease, it is causing immunogenic reactions, meaning immune response to a bad medicine. That is a bad vaccine.
Vaccines have come to the front burner, especially with the advent of novel coronavirus, COVID-19. Although no vaccine has yet been approved for the disease, the agency is fully prepared and positioned to deliver quality vaccines to the Nigerian populace.
PG of NAFDAC, Professor Moji Salah Adeyeye, has been working very hard in trying to position the vaccine laboratory such that when the vaccine is ready, we are able to test, according to international standards, the vaccines, so that our results can be tested anywhere in the world, so we can produce quality results of international standard. So we really want to appreciate her for what she's been doing so far in positioning the vaccine lab.
In terms of having a local content, Nigeria has a private-public partnership with a company that could manufacture vaccines. And it is government, which is NAFDAC also, trying to get to a level where this joint relationship with the Ministry of Health can result into manufacturing of vaccines. We have the capacity, we have the competency to make our own vaccines. Not all vaccines, but at least to start making our own. In fact, I was told that decades ago, some vaccines were made in Yaba. But at that point, there were no standards that unless NAFDAC gets to a maturity level, whatever, that Nigeria can then manufacture some vaccine. But my point is that we've done it before. And as we speak, there is another vaccine, human vaccine, that is being developed. And what I advise the developer or the research group is that keep doing what you are doing. NAFDAC is working hard to get to this level, level 3, so that by the time we get to level 3, you are also ready to scale up and manufacture. But now Nigeria is known for development of animal vaccines. There's a center in Vaughan where they've been developing animal vaccines for decades. Nigeria is known for that. So that's why I'm saying that we have the capacity, we have the competency, and now that the government is supporting development of vaccines, herbal medicines, orthodox medicines for infectious diseases and so on, I think it's the right time for things to work together.
NAFDAC and your else will be back in a moment. Please stay tuned. Welcome back. If you are just joining in, you're watching NAFDAC and your else. At the Vaccine Laboratory Yaba, different units of the laboratory are equipped to conduct series of tests by well-trained experts to ensure the vaccines available to the public is potent and efficacious.
The process of laboratory testing begins from the central registration unit, where every product, every vaccine that comes into the lab is being received and logged into laboratory management information system, where laboratory code is generated, and with the laboratory code is sent to the active laboratories where the analysis will be performed. And we'll have 5 laboratory units. We'll have the chemistry units, we'll have the in vivo, we'll have the microbiology units, we have serology unit, and we have tissue culture unit. So each of these units perform different functions, different tasks, depending on the product that is in question and depending on the method of manufacture of that product. So each of these units, like tissue culture, is a specialized lab. They handle the potency aspect of it, identification of most of the viral vaccines. Tissue culture lab is a very interesting lab where the cell lines are used. The cell lines are living cells from animals and man. That's basically what we use here. And they are maintained at a very low temperature of minus 196 degrees centigrade. So the cells are propagated and passed, use it to do the potency tests of viral vaccine, live vaccines. The in vivo laboratory, they carry out potency, safety for all the vaccine, all the general vaccines, but potency for bacteria vaccines. The in vivo laboratory, why it is called in vivo laboratory, they use guinea pigs, rats, mice, and we have rabbits. These are the 4 laboratory animals that we make use of to make sure that every vaccine that comes here is potent, is safe, and is wholesome. And it means the international required standard. This is chemistry laboratory unit of the vaccine lab. What major work we do here, we do the potencies of hormones and polysaccharides. Then we'll carry out a physical and chemical analysis of other products here also. We'll have the microbiology lab also, which carry out the sterility, microbial limit tests, and other microbiological tests, including the bacterial endotoxin test, which is done in this unit. These are the microbiological medias on the rack, incubator. We have also a serology unit where the potency requires serological method. The basic activity here is evaluation and post-marketing evaluation also of a rapid diagnosis tests and other medical devices that require serology method. And we'll have competent staff that are well experienced, which is part of requirement before you can get ISO.
Time now for our weekly bulletin on NAFDAC's regulatory activities.
NAFDAC alerts the public on fake and unwholesome hand sanitizers. The advent of the coronavirus pandemic has brought a huge demand on hand sanitizers globally. The demand for hand sanitizers has brought about massive production across the nation. However, surveillance has shown many hand sanitizer producing companies have not registered with NAFDAC.
When I knew about this from just a quick mystery shopping from the post-marketing surveillance group in Lagos, and I learned that 6 out of 7 were not registered, I alerted the Director of Pharmacovigilance and Post-Marketing Surveillance to start a nationwide surveillance of sanitizers. We started this March of this year and continued till despite lockdown, because bear in mind the lockdown was Abuja, Lagos, and Ogun. All our other states, our offices in other states were still working, So we were able to, but even in Abuja during lockdown, FCT office was able to go out and check and do post-marketing surveillance of sanitizers. We found a lot of unregistered sanitizers. And this is because, or partly because, you can easily make sanitizer. It is now whether you are using the standards or the correct materials to make sanitizers. And this nationwide surveillance was across the 36 states from Bombay. We had issues with some, some pharmacies or some people that are selling unregistered to Akwa Ibom. That was how wide it was, the surveillance. The ones that were not registered, we mocked them.
The public should be aware that alcohol-based hand sanitizer with at least 60% alcohol content are most effective at killing bacteria or any type of virus. It has been observed that many of the producers taking advantage of the demand may be using some chemicals such as methanol, dangerous when it's continually used.
The dangers are very, very toxic with damaging effects on the skin, and if mistakenly ingested, it could damage the lungs and the kidney, among other vital organs. So we urge people to always check for NAFDAC registration number if they are buying any hand sanitizer. They should also look at the date of manufacture as well as expiry date, in addition to what we call batch number.
The National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, confirms that quite a number of hand sanitizers in the market are illegal and do not meet the requirement for quality and safety, as the percentage of alcohol in them are less than required. NAFDAC has been working to ensure that essential products required for the effort at stopping the spread of COVID-19, such as alcohol-based hand sanitizers, are not only in adequate supply, but meet the threshold of safety, quality, and efficacy. The agency laboratories across the country have been on the forefront to ensure that the claims made by the producers of these hand sanitizers are correct and efficacious in order to stop the spread of coronavirus in Nigeria. The scientists at NAFDAC laboratories have continued to work round the clock to guarantee this very critical item.
We're concerned with the analysis of the ethanol content, the alcohol content. Ethanol and isopropyl alcohol are used for the production of the hand sanitizer, and there are specifications and quantity that is supposed to be present in the hand sanitizer. So we do the analysis using our GCFID to detect the quantity of these active pharmaceutical ingredients present in the hand sanitizers.
NAFDAC has been doing what NAFDAC is supposed to do, post-marketing surveillance. There was another set of testing that was done in July rather. I'm still waiting for that. So it is a continuous surveillance across the country.
That's it on NAFDAC Update. You've been updated.
That's it for today. Make it a date, same time, same station next week for a fresh edition. In the meantime, if you have comments, complaints, or you want to report activities of fake drugs or adulterated food product peddlers, our doors are always open. You can reach NAFDAC via toll-free numbers. For inquiries, call 0700 162 3322. For complaints, please call 0800 162 3322 or email nafdac@nafdac.gov.ng. Importing, producing, distributing and selling fake drugs and cosmetics, adulterated food, and so on are criminal activities that destroy lives. Join the fight against these heinous crimes by reporting any suspicious activity in your area to NAFDAC. Let's join hands to safeguard the health of our nation. Till next week, stay safe.